To travel 1.5 hours, we used to stand only. That is the main problem here in KGF.
இங்கேருந்து 100 kilometers போனால் தான் உங்களுக்கு சாப்பாட்டு கிடைக்கும் உங்களுக்கு.
Normal working day, we never used to see sun in KGF.
कम से 3000 प्लस पैसेंजर ट्रैवल करता डेली. 900 समथिंग टिकट सेल होता डेली. ले हो गया, उसको सीट नहीं मिला.
Most of them are living in the poverty, so they are not able to pay the fees.
Temperature will be more than 140 degrees Fahrenheit. At a stretch, in a fatal accident, 20 to 30 people will die in a punch. Proven result that these dumps are having gold in it actually.
So because of that one reason, patients are getting referred to higher centers. Many skilled people, instead of traveling to Bangalore, they can avail their job in our place itself.
What is the first thought that comes to your mind when I say KGF? Is it this famous movie? Or this infamous story of gold mines? Maybe the story of crimes and notorious neighborhoods? Perhaps it could even be the lifeline story of these hardworking people traveling on these jam-packed trains for survival. No matter what comes to your mind, today we are going to explore, investigate, and talk to local experts to understand what this name KGF represents. To take us to this first location, I thought who else could know this place better than my dad, who has spent nearly 65 years of his life in KGF.
It's 5:30 a.m. in the morning. What am I doing this early? You will know it very soon.
While most people across the globe might still be at bed at 5:30 am, people of KGF are already up and busy, getting ready to travel to their work location nearly 100 kilometers to this first major city, Bangalore. And how are they traveling? On a train. And to locals, it's not just a train but a lifeline. This railway station called Urgam is one among the 5 stations within the span of 7 kilometers. You might get a question on why are people traveling so far to the work? What about KGF and its gold mines? By this time, I believe most of us watching know that the gold mines were shut down back in February 2001. This shutdown alone led 3,200 people lost their jobs in a single day. As the name itself tells, KGF's main revenue and source of income came from gold mining. But after its shutdown, people who were born and raised here, not wanting to leave the place, decided to search for jobs in Bangalore. To know more about this long train journey, I asked few locals to share their experience.
How long it takes to reach from here to Bangalore or wherever you are going?
No, I'm going to Whitefield. It takes around 1.5 hours to reach. Okay. But very awkward is we never get a seat here to sit. To travel 1.5 hours, we used to stand only. That is the main problem here in KGF.
5 o'clock இங்கேருந்து பெங்களூர் போகுது, ஃபஸ்ட் ட்ரெயின் போகுது. அவங்களாம் எல்லாம் ட்ராவல்ஸ் எல்லாம் டெய்லி ட்ராவல்ஸு ஒர்க்காக வேலைக்கு போகிறாங்க. இங்கேருந்து 100 kilometers போனால் தான் அவங்களுக்கு சாப்பாட்டு கிடைக்கும் அவங்களுக்கு. அதனால் அந்த பெங்களூர் நம்பி தான் KGFல வாழ்ந்துக்குது. அதனால் நிறைய ட்ரெயின் விட்டுருவாங்க, 10 ட்ரெயின் மட்டும் விட்டுருவாங்க. எல்லா ட்ரெயின் ரஷ்ஷாக தான் இருக்கும்.
It's actually being some around 2 hours or 2.5 hours it will be. Yeah, we face lots of issues like we don't have proper seats, we don't have proper compartments, train will be delayed sometimes, we can't reach the office at correct time.
ஆக்சுவலாக வந்துட்டு ட்ராவல்னால் வந்துட்டு எங்களுக்கு எப்போவுமே ஷீட் கிடைக்காது ப்ரோ. இப்படி போனால் கூட யாருன்னா பிடிச்சின்னு போயிடுறாங்க. சப்போஸ் நம்ம போய் எதனா ஷீட் கேட்டால் கூட ஏதோ வந்துட்டு இல்லை வராங்க. இங்கேருந்து பங்கார்பேட்டில் ஏறுவாங்க, இங்கேயே பிடிச்சின்னு போவாங்க ஷீட்டு. அது மெயினாக லேடிஸ் பிடிச்சின்னு போவாங்க. நம்ம எதனா கேட்டால் யாருக்குமே விடவே மாட்டாங்க. ரிசர்வேஷன் ட்ரெயின் மாஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க ப்ரோ. இப்போ நம்மளுக்கு எதனா ஷீட் வேணுன்னா கூட நம்ம ரிட்டர்ன் வீட்டு போகும்போது தான் கத்தலை எழுந்துச்சு போகிறோம். ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாகுது. இப்போ வேறு ட்ரெயின் எல்லாம் சின்னதாக அவுட்டுங்கிறாங்க ப்ரோ. ஆக்சுவலாக அன்றைக்கே பங்கார்பேட்டில் சண்டை ஆச்சு, ப்ராப்ளம் பயங்கரமாக ஆச்சு. இப்போ அது முடிஞ்சு ஒரு 12 coach விட்டாங்க, அது விட்டு கூட கிடைக்கிறதில்ல ப்ரோ. ஷீட்டே எங்களுக்கு கிடச்சிருந்தில்ல. எப்போவுமே நாங்கள் நின்று தான் போகிறோம், நின்று தான் வரோம் ப்ரோ.
So what time you reach back home, and if you're reaching really late, so how do you manage the family time?
Okay, as today is a Saturday, we are living late. If it is a normal working day, we never used to see sun in KGF. Early morning, we used to wake up at 5 and we used to leave at 5:30, and we reach KGF around at 10 o'clock or 9. We never used to see sun in our weekdays. Only in weekends we used to see that, that's all.
அவங்க ஒர்க் போட்டு காற்று போகிறாங்க, சூரியனை பார்க்குறதுல பாவம். நைட்டு வர சூரியனை பார்க்குறதில்ல. மார்னிங் சொன்னா டு சொன்னா வராங்க.
No, we actually don't spend much more time with our families. If KGF people had any companies, any MNCs in KGF itself, we could spend much more time with our parents and with our relations. In KGF we don't have such developments. In past many years there are lots of politicians, but no one did anything for us.
ரொம்ப டயர்டாக இருக்கும். வந்தோனோ எப்போ சாப்பிட்டு தூங்குவோம், திருப்ப கத்தலே எழுந்துச்சி போகணும். இல்லை ப்ரோ, இங்கே எதனா ஒரு ஆஃபீஸோ இல்லை இங்கே இங்கே எதனா பண்ணால் ஆறாமல் இருக்கோம் ப்ரோ. இங்கே வேலை செஞ்சுன்னு டைம் ஜாஸ்தி ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணுவோம். நான் இப்போது ஏதோ பண்ண முடியுது.
इधर डेली ट्रेवलिंग कम से 3000 प्लस पैसेंजर ट्रेवल करता है डेली, और टोटल टिकट 800 900 समथिंग टिकट सेल होता है डेली. इधर काम का थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट है क्योंकि इधर रिजर्वेशन काउंटर भी है और यूटीएस काउंटर भी है. पीआरएस यूटीएस दोनों काउंटर है, इसलिए इधर काम करने का थोड़ा मुश्किल है. मॉर्निंग टाइम में ज़्यादा इधर भी रिजर्वेशन भी देखना, जनरल टिकट भी देना, इसलिए थोड़ा मुश्किल है. स्टाफ का इधर पीआरएस काउंटर को एक अलग से सेपरेट स्टाफ होना चाहिए इधर, और यूटीएस काउंटर को सेपरेट होना चाहिए ताकि प्रॉब्लम ना हो. अभी प्रॉब्लम हो गया. एक आदमी को 8 o'clock ट्रेन को, एक आदमी को बुकिंग ओपन हो रहा था 9 अप्रैल का. तो अभी 8 o'clock में ही ये ट्रेन जा रहा है इधर बेंगलुरु का, और उसी टाइम में बुकिंग ओपन होता है तो उसको टिकट मारना, बट फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी यूटीएस टिकट को देना. तो फर्स्ट उसको टिकट दिया तो इधर 10 सेकंड लेट हो गया. 10 सेकंड लेट होने से उसका आदमी को टिकट नहीं मिला, वेटिंग लिस्ट हो गया. उसको 20 सेकंड में टिकट मारना था, करेक्ट बुकिंग ओपन होता 8 o'clock, बट वो 10 सेकंड उधर जनरल टिकट दिया तो ट्रेन भी उसी टाइम में आ गया. उधर 10 सेकंड लेट होने से सीट खाली हो गया, उसको सीट नहीं मिला.
This station will go on the same routine in the next hour for its third train to Bangalore. After recalling some old memories, I left for my next location. Yes, KGF has some of the oldest schools in the country. Since this town was primarily inhabited by the British, they ensured quality education for the children, and that legacy has continued even after they left India. This school we are visiting was built in 1904, making it over 118 years old and quite famous in KGF. St. Joseph's Convent. The head of school was kind enough to allow us inside and give us a glimpse of how it looks today. Being a Catholic school, students here start the day with morning prayer. Also, if you could notice, the classes are designed like a C column, so teachers from any class can see what's happening around if needed. Being an old student from the same school, I kind of realized something was missing. So I asked for an interview with the head of primary school. Sister, I know that because of shutting down of gold mines, there have been a lot of underprivileged students, especially when the time when I was also studying. So what kind of support St. Joseph School does for those kind of students, sister?
See, nowadays we take mostly the backward children for the admissions. And the second one, we try to provide education with the minimum fees. Because we know the situation of the parents here after the mines was closed. I think most of them are living in the poverty. So they are not able to pay the fees. So we do understand their situations because they have become now daily wages. So they travel from KGF to Bangalore to earn for their daily life. So from our side, as an SJT institute, we are trying to give them education with the minimum fees, and also many of the children, we also give them lot of concession, and some children even we give education free even if they are not able to pay the fees. So we give them free educations, and also there are children who are not able to cope up with the studies. We take special classes, special coaching classes for them every day from 9 to 9:30, and also every Saturday from 9:30 to 11 o'clock. So we try our level best to our goal is that we don't expect them to study to a higher level, but we just want them at least to learn to read and write. If that basic is given to them, I think definitely they can come up in life. So that's what we are trying to do for this type of children.
After absorbing this atmosphere and some old memories, I waved goodbye and headed to see the real reason behind the town's existence. To help us understand the full scale and history of this gold mine, a local expert who worked here will be joining us. Meet Mr. Yashwant, ex-gold mining engineer who worked at this very same mine for 22 years. How does it feel to be back at the same place where you might have spent more than half your life?
I worked in this mine for more than 22 years as a foreman. I joined here in 1980. And, when I joined this company, it was on a full-fledged gold mining company. Around 6,000 workers have been working here. And this is the second deepest mine in the world. One is there in South Africa, there's a Kimberley mine. And this is the gold mine, which is the deepest point in it actually. And more than 11,500 feet deep is that. There is a place called 113, that is the deepest point, where people work at a temperature of about 140 degrees Fahrenheit, where you can able to just breathing itself is a very hard process there. People cannot breathe.
To run this gold mine, Britishers needed skilled and strong laborers. From where did they find their experienced and skilled workers?
When Britishers came to India and they found that there is a big gold ore, the reserves is located here. At that time, it was a very big forest. There is no human habitation here. So they searched for people who are very stronger physically and innocent in nature. Because to extract the hard work, people should be innocent. They should not know what is the hardness of it. So they searched all around and found people in the North Arcot district who are Tamilians, who speak Tamil. And they brought people from Vellore, Dharmapuri, Salem, like this on the north belt of Vellore district, and brought them here and extracted gold. So these workers were brought from Vellore on the North Arcot district have been brought to KGF, and they have been settled houses like this as what you've seen. It's a tiny house measuring 10 by 8 or something like that. In the tiny house, 2 families has to be accommodated. So such sort of pathetic conditions, these workers have been working. But they were given a very hardest job to work. But the provisions they have given to the workers are very, very bad. It is against the human rights actually.
As you mentioned about the hard labor, how much suffering did the people go through, and did government provide any kind of
health benefits?
This gold mining operations are the hardest work in the world actually. People has to work in a place where the temperature will be more than 140 degrees Fahrenheit, where there is a insufficient supply of oxygen. So people has to work very hard there, pulling the bandage which weighs around 2 tons, like that. Because of that, they were subjected to dust, heat, and the gases produced after blasting. This sort of, the climatic conditions has resulted in, what you call occupational disease called silicosis. And sometimes, because of accidents, fatal accidents will happen here, by which at a stretch in a fatal accident, 20 to 30 people will die in a punch. I heard, from my childhood, that these people who are living in the mining area, uh, their wives will be running to shafts if they heard that there is an accident, because they will fear that their husbands would have been died. Only after they see their husband's face, they will stop crying, or else it has to be assumed that their husbands are dead. Like this, people were subjected to all sorts of physical tortures. But unfortunately, the government of India and other agencies have not cared of their health.
How well planned the city was back in those days?
Britishers, when they came here to mine gold, those people are habitually, they are very royal people living in, very posh environment. So when they came here, it was a forest, they could not able to continue. People were afraid of coming here from, England. So what happened, the management, that is the John Taylor and Company, they created a mini England here, all over KGF, to invite people to come and work from England. So they made clubs, churches, then grounds, then bungalows. You can really surprised to see those bungalows, because for today's rate, that will take 1 crore rupees to build a bungalow. Like that, there are 450 bungalows are there in KG. And as well, they created mining, area, and also non-mining area. In non-mining area, they built a, market, general market, that is first of its kind in India. If you just go in from one gate to another gate, you will get all the, materials there in our market. And also, roads are very perfect. Europeans, they made this land as heaven. There is a place here called Betamangala. They searched for good water, and they found a water source which is as same as in England, Birmingham. They found
Birmingham,
that.
okay.
Yeah, Birmingham. They found that, and what they have in Birmingham, the same plant, not one single alteration. They made a plant here. Still, that is working. Now we are drinking, RO water, uh, purified water. Before 100 years, people of KGF have drank the RO water, because, such sort of facilities have been provided by the Britishers to the people of KGF.
When did the downfall of this gold mine begin? Were people aware of what was happening?
Actually, in 2001, this company was closed suddenly. At that time, there were about 3,200 workers, out of which 90% workers were in the middle of their service. They were supposed to serve 40 years. But when they crossed 21 years, this scenario arose. Suddenly, they, shut down the operations, because of which these 3,200 workers, all of a sudden, a day, they were sent out of the, the company. So that was a very big shock to the workers of BGF. They did not expect, because, as a mining man, as a foreman, I know that this mine can run for another 50 years, because such sort of gold reserves are there in KGF. But unfortunately, because of the decision of the government, they wanted to shut down this company. But they made this closure, which is not justifiable. And now, till now, today, we are trying with all our efforts legally to start this mine, either by government or by any incorporators.
As we talked about health issues, we traveled to these waste dump mountains, which can be seen in multiple places across KGF. They may look scenic, but in reality, these mountains are toxic remains, posing a risk to people living nearby.
As you see at the back of me, there is a heap of mud. This is called the residual cyanide dump. This is the major dump where you see here. It is a place called Gurgam. There is a mill here. Gold is extracted from stones, rock. These stones are mined in the mining, brought to surface, and these rocks are crushed and made it as a powder. Then they add sodium cyanide to that, actually some chemicals, to part away gold with impurities. So when they separate gold, the other part of it is the residual waste. That waste is dumped here actually. So around 40% of the land in KGF is occupied by this, cyanide dumps. This is an hazardous dump actually, to say exactly, because it contains sodium particles in it. People who inhale sodium will be subjected to all sort of bronchial diseases. And it is very frequent in KGF that people get these bronchial diseases, even if they are not the employees of BGML. If they live in the vicinity of KGF, they get this disease. So, but the other part of it is that there is a proven result that these dumps are having gold in it actually. Around 6 million tons of, 33 million tons of gold dump is here, out of which we can able to get 600 tons of gold. So that is the belief that this mine, if at all, if it is getting reopened, any investor comes over here, he'll get a profit by taking this cake. It is a ready cake. They don't even go to mine and mine gold. This is the ready cake available. If they process it, they will get the benefit.
It's really sad even to imagine that this very same gold mine, once a place of gold rush, is now struggling to overcome poverty. We can only wait and see if this gold mine will ever be reopened and bring back the lost joy. With all these thoughts running through my mind, and to better understand what else is left in this town that generates revenue for the locals, I headed to the heart of KGF, its bustling market. This market, which never stops running all 7 days a week, is one among the biggest in region, providing job opportunities for thousands. With the design like modern supermarket over 100 years ago, the layout allows anyone entering from the front to find out almost everything they need before exiting. To better understand daily local life in this town, we requested a doctor to share his experience of living and working in this town. Meet orthopedician Dr. Gopi Thirumaran.
Myself, Dr. Gopi Thirumaran. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I started my clinical practice since 2008 as a general practitioner.
Is the healthcare system in KGF good, or do people have to rely on nearby cities like
Bangalore for better treatment?
So we do give very good treatment here. The thing is, we don't have any ICU setup here. So because of that one reason, patients are getting referred to higher centers. Otherwise, the quality of treatment is very, very good here.
From your perspective as a doctor, how has the financial status of people in KGF evolved over the years?
See, if you ask about financial status, it is improved actually. Since the earlier times, people has to struggle a lot. But now, the financial status of the people are improved. But they have to work more hard for their daily bread because of there is no job opportunities in KGF. So they have to go to the Bangalore for their daily bread.
As a doctor, what would be your recommendation to the government to improve the livelihood of people in KGF?
See, government should bring many initiatives like starting many multi-speciality hospitals in government setup, and even we have a very good hospital, BGML hospital, which is closed and it's not running. So government should take initiative to restart it, bring super specialization and also the ICU facilities, so that most of the KGF people will get benefited. And on top of it, I also request the government to start many small scale industries in our KGF city itself, so that many skilled people, instead of traveling to Bangalore, they can avail their job in our place itself.
With this interview, we have come to the end of this video. If your roots are from KGF, comment down your favorite moments in this historical, beautiful town. Also, don't forget to mention the struggles people have faced over the past 24 years since the close of this gold mine. People living here are not quitters and will continue till the very end. If this video was informative, hit the subscribe button. I will see you all again on my next adventure. Until then, Christiana signing off.